Once upon a time, in a quiet town, there lived a little girl named Emily. She was very talented and dreamed of becoming a great ballerina. Every day she practiced in her little room, dreaming of the day when her dream would come true. However, something strange was happening in this town. People began to tell stories of missing children who disappeared without a trace. Emily heard these stories, but she didn't pay attention to them. She was too focused on her dream. One night, Emily decided to go to practice at the ballet studio. The way to it was through a dark park. Emily walked down the narrow path, feeling slightly uneasy but not paying attention to it. Suddenly, she heard a strange rustling behind her. She turned around but saw no one. It was very dark, and she felt like someone was watching her. Emily's heart pounded harder. She tried to quicken her steps, but her legs refused to move any faster. Suddenly, a dark figure appeared in front of her. Emily cried out and tried to run away, but her legs wouldn't obey her. The dark figure slowly approached, and Emily realized it was something unnatural. It turned out to be an older woman with a grim look in her eyes. She spoke to Emily in a whisper and offered to help her fulfill her dream of becoming a ballerina. But in return, the girl had to give up her soul. Emily fearfully refused and tried to run away, but the woman was stronger. She grabbed Emily's hand and mysteriously disappeared with her. The girl found herself in an abandoned theater with a gloomy atmosphere. There were broken mirrors and dusty costumes all around. Emily realized that she had fallen into a trap. The old woman had turned into a wicked witch who fed on the souls of little girls who dreamed of becoming ballerinas. She harvested their energy to stay forever young and beautiful. Emily found herself trapped in the theater with no hope of escape. But Emily didn't give up. She decided to use her talent and the power of her dreams to defeat the witch. She began to dance, performing the most beautiful and powerful number of her life. Her movements were so graceful that they penetrated the heart of the wicked witch. The witch tried to resist, but with each new step Emily took, she grew weaker and weaker. Eventually, the witch disappeared, and Emily was saved. She returned to her town and continued her studies, but now with even more something sinister lurking in the dark corners of their quiet town. Now she had to not only follow her dream of becoming a ballerina, but also protect her fellow citizens from the dark forces that lurked in their world. Emily actively explored her new surroundings, asking the old-timers of the town about mysterious disappearances and strange events. She soon discovered that it wasn't the first time such incidents had happened, and the townspeople were afraid to go out after sundown. With a heightened sense of responsibility, Emily decided to use her ballet to fight evil. She began creating dance routines aimed at banishing dark forces from her town. Her dances became not just art, but a force to destroy the darkness. Every night at sunset, Emily would take to the streets of the city, presenting her dances in hopes of banishing evil. Her graceful movements, filled with passion and willpower, evoked the forces of light that fought the darkness that lurked in the shadows. One night, as Emily danced in the center of town, something amazing happened. Rays of light penetrated the darkness, and the sinister forces began to dissolve under their influence. The townspeople, hitherto locked in their homes, took to the streets, witnessing the miracle that was taking place through Emily's music. Thus, the little ballerina began not only to fulfill her dream, but also to protect her town from evil. Her dancing became a symbol of hope and strength to overcome the darkness. Emily became a legend in her town, and her story has gone down in the annals of history as a luminous epic of how the power of dreams and art can defeat even the darkest evil.